Did you know that Mr. Beast became an absolute monster on YouTube not because of talent, but through ruthless cunning? His success is no coincidence. It's the result of understanding something deeper. Power lies in the shadows. While many seek fame superficially, he has played with the emotions of the masses, manipulating every algorithm, every click, every sigh from his audience. He's a strategist, a puppeteer pulling the strings from the shadows. This video will open your eyes to what few dare to see. Cunning is what separates the great from the failures. But to understand the true power of cunning, you must look to Machiavelli, a man born in 1469 in Florence, Italy, whose philosophy still resonates in the heart of politics and power. Machiavelli lived in a time where political intrigues, betrayals, and manipulation were the norm. At the age of 29, he began working as a secretary for the Republic of Florence, where he gained deep knowledge of power games. His writings, especially The Prince, are not just political treatises. They are dark manuals on how to rule the world from the shadows, how to exploit others' weaknesses, and how to turn any weakness into an advantage. For Machiavelli, the end justifies the means. And in this video, we unravel that philosophy so you can play the same game. Be dangerously cunning. In this world, only the cunning win, and they are the ones who seize power, just as Mr. Beast did and as Machiavelli taught centuries ago. Both understood something fundamental. Success is not an accident, it's a matter of strategy. Manipulating the game to your advantage, knowing the rules, but also how to break them when necessary. Mr. Beast has made cunning his weapon to conquer YouTube, while Machiavelli taught how to conquer kingdoms. In this video, you'll learn how those same principles, those calculated moves, can put you in control of your life and your future. Power is not asked for, it is taken. Subscribe to this channel if you like what you see. Comment the word power if you want to regain control over your life and dominate others. 1. The illusion of reality. We live in a world where truth is nothing more than a veil that slips easily between our fingers, a lie disguised as certainty. Reality is a malleable concept, a game of light and shadow that few manage to master. At its core, everything is illusory, ephemeral. Every word, every action, every small gesture is charged with hidden intent, an invisible purpose that only a few manage to decipher. While others cling to what they believe is true, those who understand true power move like shadows, and the world, blind to their dominion, follows their step without even realizing it. The essence of dark psychology lies in knowing that perception is the only reality that matters. If you can control how others see you, you hold absolute power in your hands, even though, deep down, you are nothing more than a creation of your own mind. Power is not tangible. It cannot be touched or measured. It is a whisper heard in the minds of others. True cunning lies in understanding that all power is a projection, a mental creation that manipulates the beliefs of those around you. It is not about having control, but about making them believe you have it. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. Real strength lies in the ability to plant the idea of your greatness in others' minds. Power is not a right. It is an illusion that must be carefully cultivated, watered with actions that exist only for the eyes you choose to see them. Like an actor on the stage of life, you must play the role of one who holds power, and by doing so, reality itself begins to bend to your will. While many seek authenticity as a value in itself, true masters understand that authenticity is a burden, a limitation that leaves no space for manipulation. People follow those who project an image of power, confidence, and inaccessibility. It doesn't matter if that image is true or not. What matters is how others perceive it. The real question is not, who am I? But who do others think I am? Followers are controlled by what they believe they know about you, not by what you really are. This is the essence of dark psychology. Making others follow your narrative, walk down the path you've prepared for them, without even realizing they are not making their own decisions. And in this game, image is everything. Authenticity, just a trap that entraps the weak in their own transparency. When you manage to make the world see you as something greater than you really are, when you can project an image of power, true magic happens. Perception becomes a double-edged sword. On one hand, you create the illusion of being untouchable, but on the other, you turn those who watch you into puppets, trapped in the image you've crafted for them. Machiavelli understood this with disturbing clarity. It doesn't matter what you are in essence. What matters is what others think you are. If you can make everyone see you as a powerful, unreachable figure, they will follow you. Even those who think they are smarter or stronger than you will be caught in the illusion you've created. In this way, power not only belongs to you, but it multiplies as other minds fall under its influence. This is the first step in the game of power, understanding that reality is just a construction, an illusion you can manipulate to your advantage. Instead of being a spectator of your own life, become the architect of others' perceptions, the puppeteer who moves the strings of destiny without anyone suspecting. True mastery lies in the ability to handle appearances with such skill that the world, in its blindness, believes everything you are is reality itself. And when you achieve this, when you make everyone play your game without even realizing it, then there are no limits to what you can achieve. Act 2. The game of shadows power, in its purest form, does not reside in the light you project, but in the darkness in which you hide. In a world where everyone longs to be seen, to be known, to be recognized, the true players understand that real influence moves in the shadows. Light only reveals the superficial, the fleeting, the momentary. Darkness is where decisions are forged, where the most cunning strategies are cooked. When you expose yourself too much, you reveal more than you need. You become an easy target, vulnerable in the eyes of those waiting for the perfect moment to devour you. Human vision is limited, and it is in those dark spaces where the true masters hide, operate unseen, always one step ahead. Perception is the battlefield, and cunning, the sharp sword with which you fight. While the world revolves around what is visible, around what is obvious, the most cunning play a different game, one in which what is not seen holds more power than what is exposed. It is a natural law, one that few manage to comprehend. The more you move in the light, the easier it is for others to calculate your next steps, the more exposed you become to attacks. The key lies in keeping the shadows as allies, in being a specter that few can perceive clearly. What is hidden in the twilight, what is concealed in the mind, is what gives you the advantage. Machiavelli understood this in a disturbing way, as his vision of power is not based on brute force or visibility, but on stealth, on the ability to manage others' expectations without them ever reaching the truth. Being a master in the game of shadows means knowing when to show a part of yourself, when to reveal something only for others to fall into your trap. The art of manipulation is, in its purest form, the art of controlling what others think you know. You are the magician who distracts the audience, while underneath the table, in the shadows, your hands do as they wish. The human mind is fragile and gullible, always expecting to see the solution, the answer, the action, when what truly matters is what is out of its reach. Your power lies in making others believe they know what you're doing, while you are the one who controls the rules of the game. Control is not gained by showing your cards, but by keeping them hidden, playing at the margins of what is visible, on the edges of others' understanding. Every gesture, every word, must be charged with mystery, wrapped in a layer of ambiguity that leaves others trapped in their own interpretation. People tend to see only what you want them to see, to believe that what they perceive is all there is. And that is your true strength. The shadows allow you to project an image that is much more powerful than what you really are. People don't follow what they see. They follow what they believe they understand. And when you manage to manipulate their beliefs, when you make the viewer see what you want them to see, then you control the narrative. In this game, what remains hidden is much more valuable than what is exposed. It is crucial to understand that power in the shadows is not passive power. It is active power, one that feeds on confusion, mystery, and doubt. By moving in the shadows, you not only protect your intentions, but you plant uncertainty in the minds of those around you. And while others focus on what is visible, on what is evident, you manipulate the background, where the true moves, the real winners, define the course of events. Dark psychology resides in this domain, playing in what is not seen, handling the invisible, and making others fall into the trap of what they think they know. And when others are trapped in your net, then the game is yours. Act 3. The projection of the image in the dark stage of human psychology. What truly defines a person is not their inner essence, but the mask they project to the world. What others see is all that matters. Every action, every word, every movement is infused with a subtle manipulation that, although invisible, is carefully designed to shape how others perceive you. Reality is merely a facade, a game of mirrors that reflects what you want others to see. The true magic, the essence of dark psychology, lies in the absolute control over that projected image. If you are able to control how you are seen, you hold the power to shape their thoughts, their decisions, and ultimately, their behavior. Perception becomes a tool as powerful as gold, an illusion that offers qualities, value, and power that you do not actually possess. It is an art that few master, creating a false but believable image that traps those around you in a mental game where they are the pawns and you the strategist. Through perception, you make others give you what you desire, without them even knowing they are handing it over. Every step they take, every decision they make, is determined by what you have created in their minds. They believe the control is in their hands, when in reality, you are the one pulling the strings from the shadows, like an invisible puppeteer. The key lies in the subtlety of manipulation. What you do is not impose, but make others believe they are acting of their own free will. You let them think they have the power to choose, that they are making decisions for themselves. But what you are really doing is planting the seeds of their thoughts, guiding them without them realizing it toward where you want them to go. Dark psychology is not about being obvious. It does not seek confrontation. It is a subtle art where every word, every gesture is calculated with precision to maintain the illusion of freedom while, in reality, everything is perfectly orchestrated. The true game of power is not the one that is seen at first glance. What is projected is merely the surface, the facade everyone observes, but the true power lies beneath, in what is unseen. In the darkness of the human mind is where true control moves. The world believes it is making its decisions, that everything moves by the simple will of individuals, but what they do not know is that they are being dragged by invisible forces, by carefully crafted images that manipulate their desires and behavior. It is in that hidden layer, in what is unquestioned, where the true cunning of one who knows how to project an image resides, not only to deceive but also to guide others toward their own ends. If you want to dominate this game, you must understand that what matters is not what you are at the core, but what you manage to make others see. The human mind is a blank canvas, ready to be painted with the images you choose to project. And while everyone searches for the truth behind the facade, you become the shadow that guides them, the reflection projected in their minds. The true magic of dark psychology lies in this control, in knowing that others' perceptions are the true battlefield, and by controlling those perceptions, you control not only the fate of others, but also your own. Act 4. Silent manipulation. Manipulation is an art forged in the shadows, where the light of revelation must never shine too brightly. In this game, controlling perception is key, but even more important is knowing how to keep that perception in constant flux, never allowing it to crystallize. The true master of manipulation understands that the only way to maintain control is by concealing what one is, what one desires, what one truly thinks. Showing your cards is an act of weakness, a betrayal of true strength. Manipulation begins where clarity fades, and doors to uncertainty open. Never let others see beyond what you allow them to see. Every revelation must be calculated, every move must be wrapped in the mystery of what is not shown. Your true weapon is not revelation, but concealment. What you truly desire, what drives you, must remain in the dark. Others must not know your true motives, because once they do, you begin to lose the advantage. Human minds are fragile and easily influenced, but they are also infused with a desperate need to believe they control their own destiny. The most subtle, the most powerful manipulation lies in making others believe they are the ones choosing, when in reality, you are the one who has charted their path from the shadows. The power to move others without them knowing, to make them believe they are making their own decisions while you guide them, is what separates master manipulators from amateurs. Every story you tell must be designed to fit perfectly into the narrative others expect to see. You must shape your words, your gestures, your attitude to match the vision they already have in their minds, but with a small crack that you control. You let them imagine they have control, give them a glimpse of autonomy, while you remain the invisible architect of their fate. This is the art of silent manipulation. It's never about imposing, but about gently redirecting, guiding without the others feeling they are being guided. The action becomes a dance between what is hidden and what is allowed to be seen. And while everyone focuses on the obvious, on what your movements reveal, you are the one pulling the strings from the darkness. The true power of manipulation lies in the ability to make others' minds follow your steps without even realizing they are doing so. Every choice they make, every move they take, is already predestined by what you have implanted in their minds without them knowing. You are like an actor who, instead of performing on stage, does so in the minds of others, where the reality they perceive is the script you've written. There is no room for error, no place for exposure. True cunning flows silently, slipping through the shadows where it is almost invisible, yet unstoppable. And while others entertain themselves with the superficial, with what seems to be the truth, you are the one moving the mountains. Silent manipulation is not about having rough or obvious control, but about making control slip like an underground current, unstoppable, invisible. The movement of the pieces, the redirection of thoughts, must be done with such skill that it leaves no trace. The power of manipulation lies in what is not said, in what is not shown, in the soft lies told halfway, in the carefully calculated gestures that seem natural. This is the true art of dark psychology, making others believe they are making their decisions, when in reality, you are the one dictating the path they follow. Act 5. The mastery of the game. True masters of power understand something deep and disturbing. Fame, recognition, admiration are distractions for the weak, for those who do not understand how to truly play this game. While others seek to shine in the light, the most cunning move in the shadows, where power is forged in silence. They know that real control does not lie in visibility, but in what remains hidden, in what is shown only when necessary, when the exact moment demands it. It is in the shadows where the threads of destiny are woven, where decisions are not made in front of the world, but behind a curtain, where no one can see who is really in charge. Light only reveals the superficial, what is shown to all. But in the darkness, where few dare to go, true strength is concentrated. The masters of the game do not expose themselves. They remain in the shadows, letting the illusion of control rest in the hands of others. In this game, the essential thing is not to be genuine. Authenticity is a trap, a burden that limits you. The most cunning understand that the key to mastering others is being what they need you to be. It does not matter what you are inside, what matters is what others perceive. They seek an image, a facade, and you must be able to become that image without hesitation. If you understand the needs of those you wish to manipulate, if you know exactly what they want to see and hear, you can become what they fear most, or what they desire most. Dark psychology is not based on sincerity, but on the ability to adopt the right masks, knowing when to show one side of yourself and when to disappear completely, letting others continue to believe they know your true face. Those who seek control beyond fame understand that while the world believes it has control, it is they who truly pull the strings. The human mind is an easy puppet to handle, and while everyone thinks they are making decisions for themselves, you are the one who planted the seeds of those thoughts. Everything others believe is, their will is just a reflection of what you have allowed them to think. In this game, being the invisible controller is as close to perfection as one can get. Most are carried away by their emotions, by what they see and feel. However, the true masters of power are not slaves to emotions, but they control them, using them as tools to weave their web. While others believe they are controlling the flow of events, you are the one who shaped those events from the beginning, without them even knowing it. True mastery is not in imposing, nor in being recognized. It is in manipulating others' perceptions so that the story they believe is the one you created. In this game, cunning does not lie in being the most visible, but in being the most invisible. The masters of the game move through the shadows, making the world spin around them without anyone understanding how or why. They take advantage of human vulnerabilities, of others' need to find someone or something to follow. And while they feel secure in their beliefs and choices, you become the puppeteer who prepared the stage from the start. Mastering this game means understanding that true power is not in what others see, but in what you allow them to see. Do not seek recognition. Do not expose yourself to the public eye. Let the world believe it has control while you make the decisions. Move the pieces and lead the threads of destiny from the shadows. In the darkness, the masters do not just play the game, they control it. Act 6, the web of influences. In dark psychology, control is not only found in what one shows, but in what one manages to hide and project through others. The web of influences is woven with invisible threads, forming connections and manipulations that extend like an intertwined fabric. The ability to influence the emotions and thoughts of others without them realizing it is the key to obtaining lasting power. The most cunning understand that it is not necessary to forge a direct relationship with every individual, but rather to create a network in which each part works for you, even if they don't know it. Every whispered word, every piece of advice given, every relationship you build is one step closer to mastering their thoughts and decisions. What makes dark psychology so lethal is its ability to plant an idea in someone's mind without them realizing it, making others act in your favor but without them ever understanding that they've done so. Manipulation is not always direct. Many times it is a matter of subtle suggestions, of creating circumstances in which the other person feels they are taking the initiative. But, like in a game of chess, every move they make has been anticipated, and their mind has been expertly guided toward the outcome you desire. The most skilled in dark psychology don't need to crush their enemies visibly. They prefer to have others do the dirty work for them. Distant influence is the most subtle form of control. It's in the small gestures, in seemingly insignificant conversations, in favors that seem harmless where the real power is hidden. The ability to be present without being seen, to whisper the right words in the right ear, is what defines a true master of manipulation. What makes the work even more effective is that those affected by your influence will never know who guided them. They will never understand that they have been a pawn in your web. In this web of influences, control expands invisibly. It is not necessary for everyone to follow you directly, as long as each piece is strategically placed to move others in your favor. Like a puppeteer skillfully handling the strings, you can make the entire world move without anyone seeing the cords that keep them bound. Power lies in knowing how to make each individual act, think, and decide without them knowing you are guiding them. And while others struggle to find control, you are weaving your web, always one step ahead, always in the shadows. Act 7. The Art of Ambiguity. The mastery of dark psychology lies in what is not said, in what is suggested, but not affirmed. In the void of uncertainty is where manipulators find their greatest strength. Human minds are inherently inclined to seek clear answers, to fill in the gaps with their own interpretation. And that is where the cunning play, in ambiguity. The power of doubt, insecurity, and emotional emptiness is so deep that few realize they are being manipulated. The ability to keep answers blurry, to never be completely clear or direct, is what allows the masters of the game to control the narrative. Ambiguity creates an atmosphere in which others feel uncomfortable, yet at the same time drawn to it, because they feel the need to understand what is happening. This void generates a sort of dependency, where people desperately seek to resolve what you have left unfinished. This seemingly simple strategy is one of the most effective forms of control. Never be completely clear, never be fully accessible. Vague answers, uncertain promises, bewildering moves are what create an atmosphere of intrigue that never ceases to attract. Those who understand the art of ambiguity know that by maintaining control over uncertainty, they also control the emotional reactions of others. Human beings are like magnets for mysteries. The more complex and mysterious something is, the more they desire to unravel it. This is the trick, not giving them everything, but keeping them on the edge of the truth, making them search, making them desire to understand, while you are the one who holds the reins of that search. Dark psychology resides in mastering the human mind through the control of what is not said, creating a void where others feel compelled to follow you, to search for the answers you have strategically left hanging in the air. Act 8. The power of persuasion. Persuasion is the art of transforming what seems to be someone else's desire into a deeply personal need. The most cunning not only manipulate perceptions, but they are also able to enter the minds of others and make their desires, thoughts, and decisions an extension of your own. Dark psychology is not just about influencing, but about persuading until the other person believes they are making their own decisions, when in reality, every one of their thoughts has been carefully guided. Persuasion is the art of making others feel as if they are leading, when in reality, they are being directed by you without even realizing it. The persuasive do not fight against the will of others. They shape it, soften it, adjust it to their needs. They know that resistance is not overcome through direct confrontation, but through the creation of common ground, of a shared need. To persuade effectively, you must create an environment in which the other person feels their desires align with yours. This is achieved not through impositions, but through cleverly phrased suggestions, by creating a space where they feel driven to make decisions that are actually dictated by you. True persuasion lies in the art of creating the illusion of free will, making someone choose your path without even knowing it's the only path they had available. Masters in this field know that power does not lie in controlling directly, but in making others think they are making independent decisions, while in reality, they are simply following the path you have laid out for them. This is what makes persuasion so dangerous, the feeling of freedom, when in reality, they are trapped in the web you have woven. Act 9. Absolute control. Absolute control is not achieved through force or imposition. It is obtained through gentleness and subtlety. Dark psychology reveals that true power lies in the ability to manipulate reality, to control the environment without anyone noticing. It is a subversive art, a control of the mind and emotions that moves in the shadows, unnoticed by those who are dominated. Great manipulators do not seek to dominate the world with noise or ostentation. They control from silence, from invisibility, making everyone else believe they have the freedom to act, when in reality, every movement they make is conditioned by what you have arranged. Absolute control requires a deep understanding of human weaknesses, of the fears and desires that people have hidden deep within. The true master does not manipulate people directly. Rather, they manipulate them through their emotions, their most basic needs, their deepest desires. By doing this, you not only control their actions, but also their thoughts, and ultimately, their desires. Every thought that crosses your target's mind has been conditioned. Every desire is a replica of what you have planted within them. In this way, they feel as though they are making free decisions, when in reality, they have been guided through the entire process. Absolute control is not an exercise in physical domination, but in mental and emotional domination. The human mind is a fertile ground for manipulation. If you know where to plant the right seeds, the fruits of your power will grow without anyone realizing it. Thus, everything others believe is their free will is, in fact, a manipulated construction from the shadows. Great controllers never expose themselves, never reveal their intentions. They remain invisible, allowing others to become pawns in their own design, convinced that they are the ones controlling their destiny. At this level of the game, dark psychology reaches its fullest expression. It is a domain where the manipulator not only controls others, but becomes the key piece on the board of life, unnoticed by anyone. Absolute control is in being the architect of others' perceptions, in being the creator of the illusion of freedom, while mastering reality itself. It is at this point where power is not only obtained but maintained, invisible, unshakable, absolute. Act 10. The conquest of the soul. The conquest of the soul is not just about mastering the mind, but about possessing the deepest part of the human essence, its fears, desires, doubts, and darkest dreams. Masters of dark psychology know that minds are fragile, easily influenced when approached at their most vulnerable point. It is not enough for someone to follow your instructions. You must be able to take possession of their soul, their most deeply held beliefs, their innermost feelings. True conquest does not happen when someone obeys you, but when they give you their will, their spirit, completely. To achieve this, it is necessary to understand human emotions at their core. People seek comfort in their emotions, trying to find justification for their desires, but cunning manipulators know that this is just a facade, a weakness that can be exploited. The conquest of the soul is the art of awakening the darkest desires, of turning emotions into tools that serve your purpose. By manipulating fear, love, guilt, and desire, you make others mere extensions of your will, without them even realizing they are giving away the deepest parts of their being. The key to conquest is making the target believe they are making their own decisions, that they are being guided by their own desires when in reality, those desires have been planted within them by you. The human mind is malleable, and dark psychology knows how to manipulate it to the point where the person loses control over what they truly want. In this process, you not only control their actions, but you turn them into prisoners of their own mind, subject to your desires, your rules. The true art of conquering the soul is not based on violence or coercion. It is based on creating emotional dependence, on building a reality that is so irresistible to the person that they cannot escape it. This power is more dangerous than any physical force, Because once you control someone's soul, you control everything that person does, thinks, and desires. It is absolute power, one that the target is not even aware they have surrendered. The conquest of the soul is the culmination of the deepest psychological manipulation, and through it, total dominion over any human being. Here are 2 other videos that will give you high rank in psychological power. Go check them out.